Let's see. I should be live. And I am. It's gonna check the bitrate, pull that up, pop out my chat so I can see if someone joins. Yeah, I'm gonna continue doing some farming. Gonna get those final electric parts that I need. And first, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup of my stash a little bit for a few minutes. Drop some stuff out just to make some space. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there that no longer needs to be in there, and maybe later on in the stream, depending on how it goes, I might update some builds that I'm farming the parts for now, and also actually maybe add in one new build, the one I messed around with yesterday. So yeah, it's going to make sure that the recording is going well as well. And it is. So yeah. Well, let's have a look. So I'm going to go do some countdown just because it will be fastest, even though it is getting a little repetitive, sadly. But I just want to get those. I just need one more electric chest. I've already surmised. And yeah, so gonna go after that. I have the 2 gloves to replace this one and a different one to be no longer golden. And what I'm actually quickly going to do is have a look through some of these parts and see if there's anything obvious I can delete that I definitely don't need anymore. The annoying thing is that my stash is mostly filled up with stuff to fill in other builds and you know, stuff that still kind of works or is hard to refarm. So for instance, this very specific piece is one that I'm trying to replace by getting the electric piece that I'm after. This one was took some time farming to get it, and it's sad that it can. At least sad for me. That can be so easily replaced now. But on the other hand, as well, that's good for newer players. They can catch up a lot better than now. I might actually toss it already. I will actually do that. I will remember to actually quickly go in and get that mod out of there because I'm not gonna throw a 12 skill haste mod out with it. Also accidentally equipped it. That one is the one I want. And hopefully I can get it down by like 20 or something, which might be a hard ask. But I shall try. So this Overwatch chest, yeah. Several of these pieces are mostly to replace other pieces on builds to, you know, modify them. I don't need 2 of these go-to pieces. I do want to keep one just to see, especially when they disappear. That will indicate that they have actually fixed it. That Seska chest is also worth keeping. Already, actually, I can look at my build collection and see what that other dielectric holster that I have on a character looks like, because then that would mean that this one can be trashed likely. And it can, because that piece is also a god roll already. So yeah, that's one of these can go, because I don't need as many as I have there. I have 3 of these, and I have no idea why, really. Because actually, yeah, that can go, that can go. This is the one that really needs to stay. Yeah, that group of pieces is too valuable and too annoying to farm, and I'll likely throw it away after I finish with getting all the parts together. Sermano actually is only here just for testing purposes, and I can go and farm one if I need to, so I will actually toss it. Wicked group of backpack can stay. Stand for this perfect creeping death. Headshot weapon handling, yeah. That one can stay. This is also open talents, yeah, that can stay. This part can actually go into a build, so I might actually do that and get it out of my stash that way. Yeah, I still need a skill haste repair skill 1, so that's what this one is, just hanging around till it gets replaced. This one has to stay. That one can also actually go on a build, and that could also open up that slot. Yeah, that's a crit chance crit damage one, so that can stay as well. That can stay. Matador can stay. This is a backpack to replace one of the half healer pieces. Just gonna quickly check if on my build collection if that other piece is free talentable, because then I'll just re-talent it when I need this to be different. I just need to remember who has that build. It's on my second character. It's going to be... There we go, 2.06. And looking at it, yeah, that one's free talentable already, because it doesn't have any of the stats recalibrated. So that means that this piece can go, and that's also not a hard piece to refarm if need be. Cisco Vigilance Backpack's gonna go in a build actually, so that has to stay. And this is record on the core, so that one's hard to get as well then. Yeah, so these two are earmarked for adding into builds. So yeah, I could actually do that already. That one's saved for purpose. Yeah. I'll hang on to it for now. And that makes it very hard always to clean out my stash. Most of it that is left in it still is valuable in some ways, so it becomes hard to toss stuff. But yeah, I did get 6 items, as that's the amount that got deconstructed there. I'm gonna look through weapons as well real quick. I usually don't have anything in weapons that can really easily be tossed, as a lot of it is in here for testing purposes as well. Basically hang on to the stuff just to play around with it and might be actually some duplicates that I'm willing to toss. For instance, these are around so I can re-roll them to be better. But I will likely wait with that till I have several other items that have priority over it, basically. Of places where I'm going to spend some of that. Flatline boomerang, yeah, those can stay. Yeah, most of these, even so, I have some of the weapons that are completely useless, something like a Sokomamone, but I have them just for testing purpose and also just for the doing. If I ever need to double check something from the burst and sustain tables, I need to have the original stats from in-game to calculate back to it. So yeah, that means I need to hang on to way too many items in there. But I have 24 pieces, so I can at least get down to, for instance, on this character, down to 100, and then I have 50 places for loot. One thing I can do as well, real quick, is, and I'll take a minute to do that while I hope that some people start trickling in, is to, gonna swap over a character. 2 items in here are actually just in there to upgrade builds on this character, and they're not actual upgrades, they're just looks upgrades. Just better well, actually one is an actual upgrade, but I just hadn't taken the time to optimize and put it in yet. But yeah, that's going to be well, first the Red Patriot here. Gonna grab that other Red Patriot backpack and move the mod over to it and recore it and basically replace the other one. And that's just to get one optimization out of there, which doesn't actually change any of the stats, but yeah, seeing as my builds do, you know, I do show them on my collection. Might as well, yeah, try to make them look good. I'm gonna check actually what because it could be solid red or it could be full red. It's solid crimson. S. Where are the solids? SO. Wait. Oh yeah, they're at the bottom here. It's because their rarity is lower for in-game purposes. Save it, overwrite, make sure that is correctly saved, and then recal that core. Yeah, minor upgrades like those is so just to remove that optimization icon, basically. But you know, over time it adds up, helps a little bit, because it makes it so that my builds look a little bit cleaner. So actually, this build only one piece is still well, at least of the True Patriots is only one piece that isn't just 12 crit damage. And the other build is this one that can take an upgrade. So this one is a bit of an off build. It isn't really the only reason I really have it, if I'm honest, is that it's there just so that I have an Eclipse build on this character that I can rework into a normal Eclipse build. So I have the parts, I have a backpack and a glove to swap out to a normal Eclipse. Or well, like what I usually call the baseline Eclipse. So I'm going to swap to this backpack, opportunistic. perfect opportunistic. I should color it as well before I put it in. So coupling. That should be here at the top. There we go. Oh, that's actually a good color for that backpack. And it is also going to become survivalist, I think. I have to check how many survivalists builds I have here, so I likely already have shotguns on it already anyway. And I'm just gonna go check over here. This backpack looks quite awful with the specialization weapon hanging off of it like that. It's actually, on my current technician, I actually don't have shotguns as one of the chosen weapons, so it was already actually not really optimal how it was set up. So I'm going to save it with survivalist as well, because we have 6 tiers now. Because yeah, what I used to do with that build especially is was set up to be a technician variant of an Eclipse. And that kind of makes sense to have, especially for Black Tusk. But I would usually just swap out. As I said, I have a glove at the ready in here that will that goes in, and then I have a Eclipse backpack that I then swap in, and then that swaps it over. And yeah, I'm gonna give up that ability. I'm gonna see how many skins I have actually for. I want that skin instead. It's a little bit better with Eclipse. I'm gonna make sure to save it. And yeah, depending on how the day goes, I'll maybe as well take the time to update that in my build collection. But that's also one of the pieces that I thought I was going to need to have electric part for, so that saves on one part. This is that other backpack, so yeah, that is free talentable. Yeah. Getting some items out of the stash. This item is of course not optimized yet, so I do need to do that, and it is going to be quite expensive. Also, actually, while I'm here, I want to do a few recalibrations on. I saw some of the other backpacks that actually needed recalibrations, and I'm gonna do that just because that. Yeah, that just feels a little bit better as a OCD tick kind of thing. Not that it's very pronounced, but yeah, just because then I also don't have to remember that I have that piece that stays in my mind is more the issue for way too long. So instead, I'll just fix them, and then it leaves my mind. I'm seeing a dip in my bitrate. I'm going to have a look, see if it's breaking in some way. Oh, it actually had 2 very huge peaks, is what Twitch is. I am actually on a constant bitrate, I believe, so I'm surprised that it is actually jumping around as it seems to project there. So I'm going to have a few seconds where I just double check my settings. Yeah, constant bitrate, so that's just network related maybe. I don't know enough about those kinds of things to make intelligent decision there, so I'm just going to hope that it fixes itself, and then we'll be fine. From what I can see on stream preview, it just seems fine, so hopefully it is. Yeah, so I was going to optimize this piece, and hate myself while doing it. Although luckily I should have more than enough. Field recon may hit the point, but also I have up to 1500 points that I'm willing to spend today to optimize a few items up. Which won't be the case for this one yet, hopefully, but then coming items will eat up quite a lot of those. Just gonna refresh my Stream Manager tab, see if that... Okay, it seems to just be that it's has some peaks instead of drops, which yeah, I'm okay with, because I'm set to settings that are recommended to me by people, so I'm hoping they work. And they don't seem to be cutouts, they seem to be that it's way too high bitrate for a few seconds and then drop down, so. Yeah, so yeah, this build is now updated. Have a brief look how many mods I have as well here. I'll leave this character with this build, hop on over. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead into some countdown. Let's do some stuff. And that is a very long loading screen. Exceptionally long. It luckily got through it after a while. Should also actually check if there's any mods in my stash. I didn't even think to look there. I usually keep all my mods on my character, so there shouldn't be. Sometimes some remain from when I'm loading loadouts and stashing and loading loadouts. Yeah, that's 0 mods. Just gonna have a brief look here. I'm actually also gonna recalibrate that perfect, the Henry, the perfect. That's you know, the wrong spot. The perfect companion chest, because I did get one that is also still going to be very expensive for recalibration, but might I'll hang around to it, see if it I find something better than that. So yeah, I'm going to matchmake for some countdown on challenging.
You have received an invite to another agent's group.
And accept that invite, and have a brief look at my allies. So a Heartbreaker, a way too blue one, and a long loading one. And that is that is one way to do a negotiator. That isn't the build. A good striker. That likely for proficiency. Those kinds of builds, just getting the proficiency on some of those items. Hotshot without all the mods in there. And 2 blue red build. Oh, somebody dropped out again. Hopefully the leader will start it once we have a new one. Because yeah, I'm hoping to shoot some stuff in the in the coming in this coming year, hopefully. So I'm gonna check my target as well, put it to electric. So yeah, I'm still after electric chest with skill haste status effect. That's going to be a side grade, and I think that one of the glass eclipse will be reworked with that to be with an electric piece, and that's not going to be any. It's going to, stats wise, it's going to be the exact same thing, but just for the build picture, it will be with the electric piece. That is infinitely easier to farm. Close to 1 billion times easier, likely. I am going to leave this group. Actually, what was the leader? I mean, he doesn't look too horrible, so you would think. We haven't been full for the length that. Okay, yeah, no, this is counterproductive. Going to try it again. Likely will put me in the exact same group. That is something that quite often happens.
Invite to another agent's group. Receive. You are now.
It didn't. Although this group seems to have the same issue of hopefully they started. Yay! I have a striker on my team, but he didn't have any mods in, so that's not confidence inducing. Yeah, taking a SMG PFE build into here. This one is one that maybe at some point needs a rework. It actually works quite well, but especially AR ones, it just gets outclassed a little bit.
Looks like they've triggered the.
But it has a lot more survivability, which sometimes with the hunters is actually kinda useful.
To shut down the broken transformers and restore the power grid.
Okay, we have several
Emergency log.
low-level players. We have
15 minutes.
me and one other very, very high-level player. Well, SHD level player. Doesn't instantly parlay itself into actual skill. I got him there to jump out and not jam us. We're actually not jammed for this fight now. Yeah, my shield can take a hit, but not the second one. But also should be able to finish him off. Nobody got the directive, so I'll go back for it.
System disrupted.
Like that thing needs to go. It's the status effect one as well, so not going to leave that hanging. That's going to get our Scorpios back in the fight, and that's super important.
System reactivated.
And on this build, I'm firewall as well, so it is actually valuable. I don't know why they're heading there. That other team is going to get it. Let's see. Reactor admin is the play. They could have all actually gone a much shorter route, but most of them didn't. I will let my allies catch up because I don't want to just solo head in here. Because also there isn't an objective of just getting to something, it's an objective of killing enemies, and I'm not going to kill everything. One ally took the very long way around. Yeah, I'm gonna fighting Black Tusk. Yeah, this one is also based on Ridgeway, so it is with Sadist. So actually, this like Black Tusk, is its weakest matchup because they have a lot of things that will not bleed, like Warhounds, mini tanks, and stuff. They spawned upstairs. And on those,
System curtailed.
I will lose a lot of damage. Because yeah, my weapon talent is Sadist as well on this. And Ridgeway is actually a decently good chest. You do give up quite a bit of damage, but you recoup a little bit of that. Not all of it, but a little bit of that from your Sadist weapon. Because yeah, Sadist is 20%. But yeah, it's also range dependent, but it's also, yeah, it's SMG build, so yes. Sorry, it was going to be range dependent already anyway. I didn't stash any builds because I forgot, of course. So I will actually not auto loot starting out and then save that so I can at the end. I'll take a 12 crit.
Area secure.
And also if I get a better glove, then that's also an upgrade. Admin is the play. Though VIP at containment is actually not slow. But yeah. Everybody dislikes VIP, so I'll not go out of my way for it to go there. Yeah, so the Warhound team, so there's 2 objectives to destroy, and those are gonna be what is required to be able to kill the dogs. And I'm just going to beeline it for one of the objectives. And the one that is usually harder to get. Interestingly, actually, those server racks can bleed, which is one of the... Oh, I had assumed that... this other one is just in the open there, so I had assumed that by the time I had gotten over there, that would have been dead, but that was not the case. So yeah. And it's mostly important to kill these dogs, that will make it that the last wave spawns.
System malfunctioning.
And the last wave spawned
Detected.
downstairs or down here or up there.
System back online.
That was somewhat upstairs. I didn't check for the chest. I'm going to do that. So we're gonna head for power grid, so that's the other way. So I'm gonna go check on this end first. Yeah, nobody has done the chest yet. So we'll do that. 'Cause yeah, a few extra SHD calibrations is going to be worth it. I just spent way too much optimizing that other one. That the setup for that other build. That one I'll just inventory loot real quick just to keep this going. I'm trying to remember where all the team spawns, but I don't actually remember where the... Because yeah, you can extrapolate where the extraction is.
The power grid.
And here again, I'm gonna slide over that head.
You're in. We need to switch the power over to the new grid.
Yeah, the power grid is one that takes a little bit of time. Actually, well, I mean, all of the main objectives are pretty well timed together that
You're gonna need to
one isn't exorbitantly longer than the others.
Power surge imminent. Follow emergency procedures to protect against accidental electrocution.
I'm gonna go for the objectives.
The floor is electrified. Watch your step, Agent.
So I see that guy going for it, so what I'll actually do is let him do that. I'll go over here and be ready for this.
High-risk target detected.
And then it's going to be over there, and hopefully they hit it. And if they don't, I will go over there and hit it. You would think with 4... Okay, they did it in the end. And then fuse again, box again. So it's going to be the box is going to be on that left balcony,
High-risk target detected.
or well, that balcony over there. It's actually already popped. It's that loot up there. Getting the last fuse, and that's going to be the last trigger, and then
System curtailed.
so I see that guy going for the fuse, so I'll go for the actual final
Just need to switch
objective
the
here.
grid. This may take a while.
Loot that along the way.
System restored.
And that was pretty fast for a team to do these objectives, so... Oh yeah, this one, I cannot leave this area, so... I'm plinking away at them way outside of my optimal range. Not the greatest idea, but also... Yeah. I'm helping! I'm not gonna trust that they'll stay in it, so I will.
Power grid stable.
And it's just the last wave.
Sure. Now let's get
Oh, and they
extraction point.
they got it really fast. I'm gonna go for the main chest first.
Flare so Torres can pick you up.
Do a little bit of a half run around, and then grab the chest up there on the way out. Just gonna assume there's some loot for me on these ends. Okay, there's one there. We're gonna be heading to the western extraction point, so yeah, no, I'll just leave it. Also, I love how dark this place gets when you when you're done with objectives. It's hard to see in some parts. Oh yeah, we should be fine. We were good on damage going in, so this shouldn't be hard extraction. But you never know. It takes only a few people doing dumb things to make extraction really hard. We just a few deployed turrets and drones, and
Malfunctioning.
it can go south real fast. Okay.
System back online.
They thought I was the hunter for a second there. So 3 out of 4 hunters are confirmed dead. So I'm gonna rush in here,
When you're ready, send up a flare so
put a few bleed rounds on each and every person. That's gonna give me a ton of regen. And I can basically just be interference in here. One thing is still alive over there. And I'm pretty sure... Well, no. Actually, yeah, we did get 4 dog tags. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure it might be Hunter, but that's also something weird to say, that pretty sure and then might. So I always go up here. And that's just to not have anybody in my way. And I'm close enough for firewall to count. The nice with this extraction, even when being in the kill box, you're already also in the extraction, so you're not reliant on others to do it.
Torres inbound on your location.
They could have waited a few seconds longer. But also this extraction is close enough that you don't have to rush for it. It's not a long run. Basically, the way they put it in,
Ready for
we're gonna be extracting on around 20 seconds. And I'm so used to running fast hands that I'm very much habitually reloading where I really shouldn't. Yeah, it's not worth hanging around. Yeah, let me actually double check that we did get
I'm impressed.
7 dog tags, yeah.
We're gonna lose the power plant.
So yeah. Let's see what we got in loot, and I should remember to stash a few bills before I head in again.
Entering safe area.
Just to have a bit more opportunity to loot stuff.
Good to see you.
Let me see. So yeah, better gloves than I have stashed up would be good, and especially an electric chest with skill haste, skill damage, or skill haste status effect on it. It's, the 2 things. Crit damage white, that's my max rolls, but yeah, that's yeah, that 12% will stay.
Thanks for the business.
Make sure there isn't even, like, there isn't lost 12%ers in there. Could have shared that with someone from that group, but it's not always very safe to do it there. Some people are just running around deconstructing everything, so high chances of that happening to it. I'm going to put away a few bills. The half healer can go. I'll hang on to that. Yeah, that can go. And the sniper build can go together with that one. So see how full it is. Okay, it's full. It's gonna make sure that a few builds that I want to have can load. So likely that one and that one as well. Ongoing directive. Actually, I'll make a run with ongoing directive just for variety's sake. It's actually been a while since I've played around with it. And could actually check what I have as a skill here. Again, I have flame grenades, which is usually my preferred setup for it anyway. So let's go counting some more, making sure that I've deconstructed.
You have received an
Trying to get a cache.
group.
And I'm gonna open it up as well. And yeah, St. Elmo's and socket punches are very much
Nice doing business with you.
handy. Gonna see what that status effect one that I already had.
In your group.
Oh, it's my group. Okay. I should. Yeah, no, the status effect one was. Okay, didn't fill up yet.
Another agent has joined your group.
Okay, we were full there. I'm gonna start it right away. Someone went red in the meantime. But even if we have to do it with 7 man, we'll do it with 7 man. In the meantime, I'm gonna quickly check if
Communication relay offline.
that post went through. It did.
Lockdown at the plant. They've been taking over infrastructure to lend legitimacy to their cause. If they control the power, they control this region. We need to remove the virus from the control servers and restore comms.
It's not paying attention. Okay, we did go in with 7.
Unstable. Emergency lockdown protocols activated. 15 minutes to lockdown.
But yeah, the moment that I hit it, that guy was not red, so in my defense. And the annoying thing always with ongoing directive is, at least with these hunters, I'm not going to be able to really help until something dies, and that means that the first hunter needs to be killed before I give everybody bullets. But then from this one on, people will have half a mag's worth of ongoing directive ammo. Gonna bomb them in place as well. Actually thinking on it as well, this would make sense with St. Elmo's as well, of course. Although yeah, here I'm using a Carnage, and the Carnage is really nice for this build. In the same way that the Kingbreaker extra 5% is, that is a brave man, having a being 2K and using a drone while rushing headfirst into a hunter. Gonna go for the directive.
Which buildings we're going to?
System restored.
I would probably do turbine reactor.
Those people are talking in the background. I have it set to very soft, so I don't really hear them. But hopefully they're not. There wasn't anything bad.
Last mission, so.
And I'm gonna check for chest again. At some point I'm also gonna try and get some rounds on my FAMAS of the ongoing directive by getting a kill while holding that. Or getting a marked kill. Doesn't need to be me per se. Because yeah, I'll give some of my allies vindictive. which is actually a pretty strong buff. But yeah, you need to. That one does require it to be your kill. But this build can kill. I mean, it is a glass. It is very much a high output build. Not, of course, on the ends of strikers or an ending, but it can hold its own, especially with the carnage.
High value target detected.
Grab those real quick. Here, I'm gonna stick to the AR for a little bit. Get a few Vindictives out. Yeah, am I saying that right? It is Vindictive, right? Yeah. Which is extra crit chance, crit damage for my allies. Usually the crit chance goes to waste, as there's also Coyote active. But even when it does, it's not a big issue. It is a group buff where otherwise, yeah.
High value target neutral.
So I'm giving up a little bit of my damage and giving other people a little bit of more damage. Check how much inventory I have. I actually have a lot. That didn't register as an enemy. The only downside, of course, with the carnage is that I have to deal with an LMG that doesn't have anything that speeds up its reload. So, but usually in between running around, I can fit it in. They're upstairs. The last enemy, yes, of course they are. Gonna move in here.
Minutes to lockdown. Evacuate the facility. Area secure.
So we have that one done. Okay, so yeah, reactor.
Failure to override protocols will result in a full communications shutdown.
Yeah, it's always handy to fill up both of your weapons on ongoing if you run out. So I shouldn't ever really with the 135 round LMG.
Detected.
Like I should be able to get the kill in at some point, or we'll get a mark out and have them die. But just in case, I also then have a backup as well. Although yeah, I'm gonna keep on giving Vindictives out.
Detected. Hostile striker drone detected.
I'm gonna go for the other one.
Rogue sniper turret detected. Hostile sniper turret detected. Rogue incinerator turret detected. Hostile incinerator turret.
Let's see if I can get some shots over there, even if they're not really well aimed. Oh well, far outside of optimal.
High risk target detected.
Need to go deal with them over here. Just to get a mark on them.
Area secure.
So the chest is up there.
Administration building.
Yeah, we're making decent loot. And yeah, sometimes farming just takes a while. I will go for the boss loot as well.
Agent, you've reached the administration building. I need you to fix the comms.
And we had 3 easy objectives all next to each other that can help speed things along.
I know it's your favorite job. Need you to search the control room and find the server.
Warning. System breach. Initiating safety protocols.
Somebody went for the objective right away, which is good to see. I'll go over here, kill a little bit, and check for chest as well. Okay, so it's going to be the one underneath the balcony. Over there.
Nice job. You're a pro. Now, just need you to find...
I'll actually hit this one. If people are hanging out over here, I'll go for the other one, but people aren't.
High-risk target detected.
Someone's at least going for the other one. Yeah, these just take a while. I'm gonna check what that one backpack was. Not doing anything here. No. Max out stats, but not the ones I'm after. I'm gonna hang out here. Actually, I'm gonna grab the loot, and in a second it'll be back there again, so... I'm gonna...
Evacuate the facility. 5 minutes to lockdown.
get some kills in there.
It was boring. One more server and you can reboot the system.
Gonna heal up.
System shutdown initiated. Override safety protocols to cancel. Warning.
Also, I'm trying to get some
Safety protocols.
bullets again on this weapon, or at least get a mark going.
High-risk target detected.
Spread some special ammo to others. Because yeah, the group of ongoing is actually it isn't bad. I would say it's the second strongest. Oh.
System rebooted. Communications restored.
So yeah, that was decently fast. That's what I was expecting there. For some reason, the
Good work.
the AI really likes jumping down from that balcony.
When you're
Like their
ready to
pattern really wants to do it. Just gonna grab it, and actually this way is faster. Because also there is, if you follow the Isaac route, it takes a bit longer, but you can actually jump down there, and there. And that is, yeah, quite a bit faster. So hopefully that ally in front of me doesn't solo rush in, but it's likely he will. Which is annoying because it'll scatter all of the enemies a little bit. It's better to move in all together and then just quickly kill whatever's in front of you, because it'll be just one target, one target, one target. Whereas, oh no, he's actually waiting. That's a nice one. I don't want to be the tip of this spear, so I want to be the second or third guy going in.
System disrupted. Heavily armed hostiles detected. 'Cause 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 'c
get a mark on him. I need to do a rear load, so I will. Yep. And yeah, if somebody rushes in, basically these guys will all start retreating and they'll bunch up in the back there. And they're so much easier when they're a little bit more like they are here. I didn't feel I was disrupted at the time, but I did go down. I'm just gonna crawl to my allies. So 2 hunters are alive and just some stragglers.
System disrupted.
Gonna see if I can get up here. Can't go into cover here, annoyingly, because the place is weirdly set up. Ah.
Agent killed. System.
That is not the outcome I was hoping for, but I was a little bit too confident there. On a build that is glass, I should have stayed back and or just waited out my weekend period.
Safe area.
But my intentions are mostly towards getting some electric parts, so
Glad to see you, Agent.
the coins are nice, but not my primary concern. So that one's skill haste, pretty high. Oh, that's not the brand I'm looking for. So if that one was with status effect instead of repair skill as it was. Yeah, that's that full one, but with the wrong stats.
I appreciate the
Yeah, no keeper, sadly. But yeah, we gained some coins, not as much as if I had extracted. But that one was also my own fault, so I dislike it more when I have someone else to blame, because I can improve myself, I can't improve others that easily. Yeah, let's run with Negotiator. It's been a while. And Negotiator doesn't work too well. I mean, it doesn't just synergize well with Countdown, especially with the hunters at the start. But then it does with the rest, because a lot of things spawn together, so you can just spray and pray and
You have joined a group.
get decent results. I'm considering if I want to grab a different weapon, and kind of do. I'm actually not a big fan of the Carbine 7. I don't mind it, but I would much rather have a FAMAS.
Agent. Good to be seeing you. Thank you, Agent. I
And they started it nice and quick, so we are headed in.
Communication relay offline.
And I'm just checking some stuff on Discord in the background while it's loading up. So closing a few builds I had opened.
Not sure what they're trying to
Rikers.
do with the reactor, but they've triggered the safety protocols. The plant is going into lockdown. We need to find a way to relieve the pressure and fix the reactor's cooling system.
And we'll be doing cooling tower at the end.
Protocols activated. 15 minutes lockdown.
Critical pressure levels. To avert catastrophic system failure, system purge required.
Oof. Someone has tardigrade. Yeah, usually this guy will first go into... Why is not the whole team here? Right.
Serious trauma detected. Agent out of action. System reactivated.
Okay, I'm gonna fall back and do the smart thing of swapping to a Scorpio and doing it myself.
Agent down.
Like that. You can have my hive. Don't wanna deal with him.
An agent needs assistance.
I have no idea why this thing, like, why did nobody moved up with me at the start of it? Like, none of them is really super low level. Like, we're missing one guy who's AFK, but I was still expecting 2 other people at least to be behind me. Like, so we only get to have 1 hunter from the start, so we only have 5 duck decks at the end, which is a horrible deal. I'm going to swap over to PFE because this feels like a team that needs a little bit of carry, and I'm not going to do that on Negotiator. But we had some good teams along the way as well, so... Tried to get both backpacks, but didn't. Somebody else did, though. I'm curious now.
Critical systems exposed.
Yeah. I'm starting to see why there's some struggling going on. Even though there shouldn't be with
Data transfer halted.
on this SHT level front, so just looking at that. Riker with flame rounds.
Area secure.
Then get a chance to look for the chest. I'll go for that back lot first. It's hard to see if it is that one. Or... yeah, it is. So that ally finally decided to join us. So yeah, I'm gonna head over to Turbine, most likely.
Shade tech detected. Rogue
Actually, I'll take the extra entrance. This does get you in a little bit faster coming from containment, but it just
sniper turret detected.
it puts you on the right side.
Detected.
At least I'll be in there.
Rogue assault turret detected. Hostile assault turret detected. Rogue
Everybody went for one of them. I'm just gonna beeline it for the objective. There's no need to. I'm gonna just mostly work on the skills. The enemies will mostly be elites and they won't be able to harm me much, but the skills are all red. Well, actually not all red. The flame turrets and one other thing is usually elites out of them, but yeah, here we need to hold both SHD crates at the same time
Evacuate the facility.
for us to hit the objective.
Pressure system purge required.
High-risk target detected.
They're above us, and that's also above us. Okay. I'm gonna go for the named over there and grab my other loot here as well.
Area secure.
You can head over to
And
the
then
cooling tower.
get a good chance to check for crates. Somebody popped it because there was a loot suddenly over there. And even though we had a rocky start, we're actually really quick on time, so... Mostly because we had 2 quick objectives next to each other. So at least time will not be an issue.
Warning. Steam pressure increasing. System purge required to stabilize pressure.
We need to release the pressure in the system.
And this main objective always takes a little while, mostly because there's a lot of running around. If people aren't spread out to hit the objectives.
You've stabilized the pressure. Now we just need to cut off that steam.
So here up here is a minigun that you can kind of use to get through some of them a little bit quicker, especially for a build where I'm on where I normally have an SMG. Because yeah, I don't really have good shots over there. Like I'm hitting it a little bit, but
Vent the steam and you're good to go.
High-risk target detected.
I'm actually, yeah, this is the chest. They should be getting it
Pressure limits.
bad now.
Purge system to stabilize the pressure.
And I'm not set up to be too fast on these. Especially since they don't bleed, I don't really get a damage bonus towards them.
You need to vent the remaining
Oh.
steam and you'll be good
I
to go.
got the other ones already. So that was pretty fast. I'm gonna go over here on loot because this side usually I won't be coming back to this side usually. Going to see if somebody's actually going for the objective, which they are. Going to help with this heavy because that could maybe help. Like, that could make a difference to help my allies. Because yeah, the objectives are right underneath me, and I can kind of shoot them through here, I thought, but that's on the other side.
Remaining steam and you'll be good to go.
Cooling system stabilized.
I'll go for the loot as well while I'm here. Because yeah, I'm gonna do a big circle that way around and get all of the loot on the way to the chest. you. Grab this as well. Might be the piece I'm looking for.
Good work, Agent. You saved the plant.
I'm gonna go for the chest.
When you're ready to come home, shoot off a flare.
Yeah, nothing worth looting. I do have 25 inventory, so I can just loot the final parts. So the extraction is in the north, so we are gonna get there pretty late already, just because it's a long time to run around. Once we reach that gate is where I'm going to actually stop, and hopefully this ally that is all the way up ahead with me as well will stop for a second. Because yeah, the subgroup 1, it does have great damage, but subgroup 2 is actually very weak. He's 5k, you would think you would know, but I'm not going in with him. Like, there's absolutely no need to try to solo this.
Malfunctioning.
All he's doing is actually making this hard, fight a lot harder. As we could have killed 2 hunters before they actually retreated, but now they have retreated, and I'm not going in there.
Medical assistance needed.
At my health gate, to regen a little bit of health. Gonna get a few bleed targets if I can, and that's just for Ridgeway. Over here, grab this as well before I head in.
System restored. Rogue fixer drone detected.
That's awesome to see,
Hostile fixer drone detected.
because that was from oh, no, actually, no, that's not from the high level player.
Shoot off a flare when you're ready before it.
I'm just gonna push into here. As long as I have a few bleeds going on people, I'm regenning a lot. And I'm just gonna run interference. Yeah, no, I have a better one already in my stash.
System malfunctioning.
Gonna go around, loot a little bit.
System reactivated.
I'm gonna just curious what this setup is. That's way too much quick chance, you would think, but actually it wasn't. Because yeah, he's running a Fenris piece where could be running a Seska piece. But it's close enough to be useful.
Helo inbound to your location. Hold tight.
Multiple healers. I mean, multiple people with healing skills. Let's call it that. Yeah.
Let's get you home.
Oh yeah, actually it's not going to be viable to get another group. That chopper's gonna come in way too late, the other one. But we got in. We got 104 coins out of that. 36 less than should be.
Safe area entered.
Because yeah, that initial part of it really was surprising to me that one person had gone the wrong way, one person was AFK, and the other one was just hanging back something in the back. Just double checking what those were. Those are all holsters. Nope. Don't need any more of those. And nope.
Thanks for making the deal.
One thing I can do as well is actually craft for a few, and I've been doing that a little bit in between. But I'm also, I don't think,
Agent.
wasting too much credits or way too much resources there is gonna also not be that conducive to to it. Because yeah, I do have a normal blueprint for electric, right? Yeah. Yeah, I also don't have that much in materials really. But actually I will, I'm surprised actually that I only have that few. It's I've been farming quite a bit towards it, but also yeah, you don't get that. You get one per item, and a few season reward chests. So that one could work, but I just wanted to be skill haste status effect, so I can retalent the item. I will just save on having multiple chests. I will even settle for skill damage status effect. Though actually I really do want it to be. So I will hang on to that, just in case. That one could also work just for that specific build, but yeah, I really want it to be with an open chest talent. So I can just recalibrate it whenever I need different talents on there just to play around with. As in the past, that would be multiple, and there is a crash. Which actually isn't too bad. Yesterday I had 2 as well, but in Countdown, so here we have 1. Just out in the open. Screen's gonna go black for a second while I load back up in. Yeah, in the meantime, I'm just gonna double check a few things over on Discord and stuff. And then we'll have a few other tries at getting that chest that I'm after. And if I don't dare, I'll take it into a few more countdowns. We were on that character, I believe, so... Yeah, we were, yeah.
Area entered.
Going to check if that last item we crafted actually did get crafted. Then there will be one item in here that... so yeah, if that was with skill haste alongside it, even a low roll, then I would have been fine with it. There was one, yes, but I think I already marked it as favorites. That's why it's not in that list, yeah. Status effect skill damage. But yeah, I would really much more prefer it to be skill haste skill damage, or status effect. So skill haste status effect. I did deconstruct, right? Yes, I did. So yeah, let's hop into another countdown and have a few more rolls at of trying to get it.
Invite to another agent's group. Receive.
I will actually accept that invite and just briefly craft a few more.
In a group.
That already got the timer going in the background, so.
Communication relay offline.
Another weird loading screen, so likely, yeah.
Cleaners have infiltrated the power plant. They triggered a lockdown.
So yesterday we had this as well a few times, and it seems to fix itself just by getting close to where the hunters are spawning.
We need to get control of the
So I'm gonna go do that. I'm also on the wrong side, it seems. I'm not with my team.
Curtailed.
I'm gonna go for the objective right away. The directive at least.
Activated. 15 minutes lockdown.
Magnetic containment failure. Elevated threat of EMP.
We don't have status available, so I'm going to be extra weak. Because yeah, a lot of my damage is coming from status when I can't status. So I do have a shield now. I'm gonna just try and get his attention. But yeah, I can't outdamage the rest of my team to get his attention. So the other side is struggling a little bit, but we'll, yeah, go over there and help them. And I used quite a lot of ammo, turns out.
An agent has disconnected. System malfunctioning.
Yeah, I was hoping somebody was going to get that. Okay, yes, finally someone did get the directive on their side. That helps us a lot because now we do have status effects. And that means that we have Scorpios.
System restored.
So we should go turbine cooling tower. See if the dog tag was there, but it wasn't. So I'm gonna head straight into here and head on over and rinse and repeat our regulars of going around, going for the objectives. And the chest is also right here by me, so that helps. That makes I won't have to run around as much looking for it. Interesting, the bleed did apply for like one tick, but yeah, that is actually the bleed is applying for one tick and then it's showing immune, which is either something I just haven't been paying attention to and noticed before, But also, I usually don't use this build for countdowns. This is not so much a countdown PFE. It's more of a rogue fighting PFE. Actually, reactor is fine. Right. Don't know why they would go cooling tower. For a second, in my mind, I had it that this was VIP, but it very much isn't. So yeah, going into here.
Shade tech detected.
Gonna make sure that I'm reloaded everything, but yeah, actually during the hunter fight, that second hunter when I pulled out my Scorpio, I hadn't reloaded it, and actually did make that a little bit messier than it needed to be. So if you guys going over there, so I'm gonna go over here and just try to get it as fast as possible. And to get it, we have to empty out the circle.
Striker drone detected. Hostile striker drone detected.
And I'm just gonna stick around in the close to or in the circle
Hostile
and try to get as many
detected.
depends on if they're upstairs or downstairs. They're upstairs, but they'll hop on down usually. Oh. They almost landed on top of me. Dropped up my reload.
Secure.
Agent, you should be able to access the lab.
I don't have a recollection of opening the chest, and that is correct, because I hadn't, because otherwise it would not be here.
Discharge detected. EMP system purge required.
And we're heading over to... actually, I haven't done the main objective in this area for very long, I feel now. Because yeah, this is the one to run around and hit the buttons and then hold the area for quite long. I feel like I haven't done that in maybe 20 countdowns or something. Ah, hi, it's that flow. Yeah, it's going well, and just doing some farming, hanging out, seeing if this twitching is twitchable,
Agent has gone offline.
and messing around a little bit with that.
Warning. Experimental reactor.
And farming wise, I did get some of the items I was after. There's one harder to get item that I haven't yet, but it's also craftable, so I'll get it eventually. That's a nice thing if it is on the crafting list. You will get it basically eventually, because you can farm for it, craft for it, and then farm for it again, and keep going that circle. Much more so than if it's not in craftable.
Discharge.
And it's not as bad as the piece it's replacing, which
I need you to...
was a golden glass chest, and those were a lot harder to farm for, because where now I just need 2 correct stats and the core is already correct. With the other one, I was after a talent and 2 stats to be correct.
Now, you just need to destroy the magnetic core. You should be fine.
The smart thing to do there for me actually would have been to pull out my shield and avoid getting smacked in the face that way, and not having my reload interrupted by that. I'm hoping I have a TDI card custom, because yeah, otherwise she apparently don't. Which is actually rare for me to not have that equipped on a build that might use its hive to revive others as well. But likely also I'd likely have a pistol that is geared towards having a big shield for the few times that I want to swap to having a big shield. They're getting the objective. I'm gonna go set myself up in a position where I can get this thing once it rolls around.
System disrupted. System restored.
They're getting the objective again, and I'll let them do that. And I'll go put my damage over here a little bit. So the nice things with this PFE specifically is that, yeah, because it's based on Ridgeway, I can, if I get a few things bleeding close to me, then the regen is pretty insane. But of course, you still can get hit exceedingly hard by stuff that isn't elites. But at times it can do some silly stuff. Get a few of the weak points out over here.
Experimental reactor offline.
Good work, Agent. You saved the plant. Move to extraction point.
Countdown, so to the question of what is Countdown really good for? Absolutely nothing. Sing it again. No, so it's really good for farming, farming gear. Especially challenging Countdown. It's pretty quick, and Countdown just drops a lot. There's a lot of enemies, and that comes a little bit at the cost of especially its XP. So for instance, Summit gives noticeably less drops, but it gives much better XP. And both of them have targetable, settable targetable loot, so you can target loot for whatever you're looking for, so you don't have to, you know, for instance, I'm after electric parts today, that's on a DZ. I'm not going to go farm a DZ for actual parts that I need. So
System curtailed.
then it makes sense to go Countdown. And you get the Countdown coins as well.
Hunters incoming.
So you can spend those to get exotic and named caches. Especially for newer players, named caches are the primary source usually for a lot of the named items.
System reactivated.
Unless they're willing to go into the DZs. So yeah, it does have a definite purpose. It has its place.
System malfunctioning.
And several, it's also very much geared to
Agent down.
playstyle that isn't in all of the other modes, really. Nobody's going for him, so I will.
System restored.
Don't want to let anybody die. The only thing they really have to be aware of once he was in the... Could have shot the grenade. Because he died due to that grenade. And a loading screen? That is... Okay, so yeah, we had this bug yesterday as well. A few... Well, we had it 2 times, but one time it was insignificant because it puts us... it was right after loading in. But yeah, we're going to go into this fight with just a minute left. There's still a few hunters up, and it's just 5 of us. So let's call it adverse situations.
System disrupted.
Those multiple blinds are really annoying. I'm gonna put myself really close to here, to the call in for extraction if I really have to. Because I might need to have to rush in there and just extract. There's a hunter in my way. I'm gonna get a few regions to go with bleed. I'm gonna go over here, go next to this lady, bleed her, and guarantee an extraction. So everything's aiming at me here. My shield will die in a second, which with multiple hunters shooting at it, that's just something that's going to happen. But at least I guaranteed the extraction, so I just need to stay alive long enough to actually have that happen. It's not great for our farming purposes, but maybe I can even run back and get some of the loot. Yeah, that's the strength of PFE builds. From time to time, they can do stupid stuff like that and get away with it. Going to keep a close eye on the timer because yeah, we are on the timer. And I'm just gonna extract out. There's no reason to hang around. Yeah. First good damage build. Where are the best way to do this? There's a lot of good resources nowadays for making builds. For starting out, I'm actually not sure if I have enabled that I can link stuff. But I will link to a spreadsheet that has a lot of written guides, because those are usually easier for newer players to follow. And it's definitely, yeah, it's okay to be new. We're all new at some point at some place. So this is the Discord spreadsheet, and I hope doesn't eat the link. Nope, it works. So in there you have that is not the Discord spreadsheet, that's a Reddit one. Let me correct myself. So I will actually link the correct one, but that other one is also a useful link actually, but not for builds. I need to find the tab that Twitch is on again. So I will paste that there, and I will see if I can edit or delete the other one. Yeah, so in the second link, actually, I will show what it looks like. Is if you go into that hop list there, it has a lot of build guides, and especially these ones by Rossi and by group. Especially this red standard one, you can have a read through that one, although I have dark mode on, so. And it explains in quite good detail how to put a good red build together. Now, for an easy one to start out with, I would say definitely go the striker one. That's the current meta, basically. I'll pop myself over to over there. Yeah, I'm gonna check what my loot was. Oh, yeah, and then farming it in targeted loot areas, and yeah, especially Countdown is really good for it, and also Summit is decent for it. And you can get one together pretty quick. It's not something that will take you forever. One of the nice thing nowadays, it's very much more geared towards being able to farm multiple builds and work them out pretty fast, instead of having to spend way too much time getting a single build good. It's more about getting more builds good. And then also, yeah, the build collection link down below is my build collection, and in there you can also find tons of information for that, for builds. But those are usually a bit more, you have to know what the pictures mean, basically, and that isn't always the case for new players. I think I'm quickly gonna check is if I can edit that text or anything. Doesn't look like it. But I'll just leave them up, both up.
Agent, good to be seeing you.
So yeah, we got one more glove that is very close, so that's going to be better for me to keep than the one I have there already. So that need to deconstruct before I can move it to my inventory. Actually, I do want it to be skill haste, actually, for one of them. I'm gonna see which of those two is actually higher stat. That's 9.6 and 9.3. So that one stays. It's gonna make certain that I did that right. So yeah, we have a skill haste one and we have a status effect one. Okay. And yeah, I'm gonna head back in for one more countdown, and then likely I will move on from the search for today and do something else, just because I'm getting burnt out on countdown farming.
Received an invite to another agent.
It's much more just role mods. Yeah, I mean, all builds are dependent on the stats that you get on them, and also starting out, you just have to learn the build a little bit, and your stats will just be worse just from the rolls you have, and you'll be missing some watch points, so it won't be as good as as advertised starting out, or as you may see it on some high-level players starting out. But especially playing it well can make a big difference, and that's mostly that you want to have ACS to stack with. That is quite important. So the gameplay loop becomes basically to stack with the ACS and then swap to a main weapon and kill with that. And also, if you are interested in it, I do have so I do build showcases over on YouTube, and I do actually have a build showcase on Obliterate Striker, which is the common meta nowadays. It is. They are very well. They are quite long, so they're they're not for everyone, and I understand. But they are quite in depth. But at the very least, you could watch some of the gameplay in there, where I also basically just talk while I'm playing, and then
If they control the power,
get a feel for like how it should be played. And also, it doesn't always.
access and secure the nuclear.
It depends a little bit on your play style as well and stuff, if it gels well with you.
Stable. Emergency lockdown protocols.
Because some people don't like playing red builds, and then there are other options.
Detected. Operational lockdown procedure.
Stuff like turret drones and stuff can be sometimes better for some players. Just because they are more consistent, so. But especially just having that striker will give you a tool that can technically do basically everything. So it's a good starting out point.
System restored.
So yeah, we have VIP at reactor, which is going to get skipped. Just double checking that they did get it. Just going to get the directive along the way. The other team already has the hunter down. And one of my allies spawned on the wrong side of my team, basically. See if I also get the dirt dog tag. I don't. So administration reactor, or administration and then oh well, turbine and then administration. That's why those were the words that I was looking for.
Rogue striker drone detected. Hostile striker drone detected. Rogue assault turret detected.
Let's see how people are spreading out again. Most of them, there are already enough people there. I'll go over here.
Incinerator turret detected. Hostile incinerator turret detected.
Actually, I'll have a look upstairs for the chest. And it is up here.
High risk hostile.
I'll hang on to that one.
Area secure.
That was nice and fast. It's gonna run underneath here, see if there's any yellow upstairs. That doesn't seem to be, luckily. Yeah, I'm gonna put my marker on admin as well. And yeah, it is gonna be that route. And the long runs across here. As always, but at least this is a decently strong team just by the kills amounts.
An agent needs assistance.
I very much jinxed that person. Because the second I said that, he did not survive.
Agent down.
Okay, they already got the objective as well, so it's just to kill these guys now. Zapped by the doggy. Also, I'm curious if they'll have a look again at that double targeted loot dropping. Because I of course don't mind it while I'm farming here now, but I could see it being a little bit overpowered.
Agent, you should be able to access the waste area.
10 minutes to lockdown. Evacuate the facility.
I did get the chest already, so
Lockdown safety protocols.
it's gonna head for the next area. And it is a main objective on containment. And that's luckily a nice and fast one. Just because it's nice and compact.
Agent, you've reached the waste area. I need you to secure the radioactive material to override the lockdown protocols.
Yeah, this first objective here will, I'm not going to be really good at, so hopefully the others shoot at it. Because with SMG I don't have the range to reach out and
The source of the leak. Now
tickle something all the way up there.
we need to secure that tank and get it back in
Gonna clear the area a little bit, because if you get shot while doing this objective, it gets reset, so hopefully, yeah, people draw aggro away from me.
Target detected.
I'll stay in the objective, just make sure that gets done. It's good to see on a Friday evening that there's a bunch of mid-level, lower-level players as well. That means that there's still fresh blood coming in the game. I'm gonna go over here and start on that one first. And I'm okay with enemies shooting me. I'll leave them to my allies. But again, on these objectives I can't make them bleed, so I don't do as much damage to them as I should.
Great work.
And
Now just seal that
I wasn't doing much damage to begin with.
to not so low doses of radiation.
Radiation detected at acceptable level.
Now we've triggered the final wave here.
Good work, Agent.
So we're heading north anyway, so I'll get that loot along the way
When you're ready,
on my way out. The ones that were in the back there. I have enough space to start looting from here. Yeah, hopefully they'll bunch up a little bit again before they head in. Although there's a big blob in front of me, so they're already a little bit bunched up.
System curtailed. Heavily armed hostiles detected.
Looking to see if there's a little bit of an opening for me. There is. I'm gonna get that box destroyed real quick,
System
so it doesn't add extra health to a lot of enemies. So some of the stuff is being gotten, not really, but I'm also not very much engaged to the front.
Dr. Flares the Torres knows you're ready to go.
The chopper will arrive as well in a second, so we have to be ready for that. So, climb here. Okay. Now I'm gonna go loot. Oh, yeah, this is the kind of stuff that Countdown is nice for. Just get a ton of drops. Especially at the end part. We're gonna get 2 more choppers.
Hold tight. Helo inbound to your location.
And likely after this Countdown, I'll do a mission. And that'll likely be it for me for this evening. As I also did a few hours in the afternoon.
Torres is in position.
Where is this chopper? Okay. It's gonna be close, but nah, too many people have run away. We could have gotten a few kills out of there, but if everybody leaves, I'll join them.
Nice work. You stabilized the power.
We'll also briefly check something in the tab real quick
Entering safe.
while it's loading anyway.
Day when nobody comes knocking is a good day.
Close a few tab I opened by accident while looking for the Discord spreadsheet.
Glad to see you, Agent.
So yeah, that one can stay. It's gonna get compared to whatever I have in my stash already. That one as well. And then the best one gets to stick around. So close. 2 yellows, but not the right 2 yellows. Only 1 right yellow. Should also at some point try to get a skill high status effect backpack, but if I get it along the way here, I'll take it. But I'm gonna go out of my way for that one for now. So I'm just gonna compare the 2 I have, or the one I have in my stash with, so that's a 10.4. And neither of them are higher, so they just become parts. Check how much Countdown coins I have. So enough for 2 caches, which I'll take. And let's roll of the dice and see what we get. Sancrum and an Imperial Dynasty, which neither is. The Sancrum, I'm gonna just check if it's... I'm re-rolling a few to get... try to get damage to targets out of cover, as that one has an open third, where normally exotics don't have that.
Thanks for the
But I already have 2 for rerolling, so that one will become just an exotic component. Gonna have a look at how many I have as well on exotic components. Or okay, so I have enough to get another weapon to 20. And now I still have to do the weeklies as well on these 4 characters, so which is another 4 anyway. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to grab all the loadouts back from this character, and I'm going to swap character and then do a mission, maybe 2, likely just 1. Let's make sure everything is back. Good indicators if there's any mods left, which there aren't. So gonna put this one on that and swap on. I just want to double check that I don't have any great weapons on here. Especially that the St. Elmo isn't just still on her. And I'm gonna grab this character and actually mess around with that build that I gave an upgrade to. Actually, see how it holds up. I never really like it in that setup of it, but it is effective. It used to be effective with the blue core with for Black Tusk. But let's just take it into some random missions and
Invite to another agent's group. Receive.
they're just free roaming West Potomac Park. Just likely Lincoln, or because this character doesn't have tied. I didn't do the stronghold this week yet on this character, so.
Another agent has joined your group.
Manning Zoo. Hey, you know what? I don't mind Manning that much. It's going to be a longer one as well, and that'll be a good one to end on. Because yeah, Manning is a mission wherein good Eclipse can make quite the difference. It's going to check what they are. That's turret rigger, and that's ongoing but had blues in it for some reason. Actually, just for we need a little bit more damage, so I am actually going to swap over to being a normal Fire Eclipse. Okay. I was about to type that he should restart the matchmaker, but he figured it out before I had to tell him. Because yeah, it would be nice if we had one good red with us here.
And they won't be expecting company.
Fire team protected the Guardian.
Especially with Guardians. Yeah, gonna set something on fire, spread the fire out.
Is now in your group.
Gonna go for over there. That's the minigun, so he'll not roll away.
Intercepting enemy communication.
And hopefully that will spread to this next wave coming out. Yeah. And give me enough time to get another fire going. Yeah, with the Guardians buff, it helps actually quite a bit. Let's see what that last player is that joined us.
In your group.
They were not in the mood to do Manning, apparently. A lot of people just leave Manning right away, but I don't mind it. I actually feel it's one of the more consistent missions,
Vital signs
at
critical.
least on normal, not or not non-invaded.
Agent.
Oof.
incapacitated.
I was already at Healthgate, and that rusher decided to take me down with him. But everything was dead already anyway. Everything was on fire, so it was just needed to run its course. He's going for the position anyway, so I'll let him get it. And be in position to
Another patient has joined your group.
do that and do that. Get both of the groups on fire. They'll spawn back here, so I'm gonna put my hive already there. That'll catch the next wave spawning. And I'll catch them with some fire as well. I'm gonna put a grenade over there to catch the next wave. And the boss will spawn from over there, so I'm gonna try and catch it before it gets all the way in the group. I'm surprised that people still have that they really, really don't want to do manning. I don't mind it at all. The boss is guarded, and that can be very dangerous for us, because we need to keep a guardian buff up to deal with him. But also, yeah, it's already over.
The main control room for the monorail system is further into the park.
The one thing I was hoping to avoid is setting those flame rounds on fire, destroying them. Because I do like me some flame rounds, especially because they're easy fires. I'm gonna grab my hive instead of deconstructing it. Let's see, is third time's the charm, or is this guy also gonna instantly leave? There's some resources up there, so that is worth shooting. There is a chest on the right side, but if they go in right away, yeah, I'm gonna stay with them, because here they can.
Fucking finally. Okay.
They start moving basically when the first person goes in here, so I want to be able to catch them before they all get dispersed, because how they are now is actually close enough that a fire over there should be able to be spread to multiple enemies. So one thing I'm aware of now as well is that these guys don't know how to play together with an Eclipse. Like, they probably don't often do it. So they're not going for the things that are on fire. So good players, like, they'll make it their priority to kill whatever I set on fire, because it'll spread. But
Rainer, what's your status?
less
Rainer, come in.
less well-trained allies, not so much. The ally that joined has weird stats or weird skills, so I wanted to see what he was running, and he's running a striker, but actually it might have been double companion striker.
Detected. Pinpointing.
I didn't hang around long enough to.
The outcast must
Gonna just try and catch something. That one was coming up, so they'll be stuck in an animation when they're like that, so. And what I really want to do is actually catch this wave on the left before they get all dispersed, which kind of is happening, but still gets a fire going. Not sure if this fire in front of me is from a grenade of an ally, so I'll stay out of it. I'll grab this chest back here as well. And then the next room is very much where, when you know where the spawns are, you can make it quite easy. And I do know where the spawns are, so I'll try to make it a little bit easy. So the first spawn is going to be from that house, and I'm just going to set a charge already.
This is hostile.
Whenever the spawn happens, I'll trigger it.
Savannah exhibit.
And the second spawn is going to be where I put my cam over there with that other house.
And make sure no one.
And the second I see some guardian markers over there, I'll ignite that as well. Gonna go over here and put my hive for a wave that will spawn later.
You should be able to fry that repeat.
But also the wave that usually catches people out. There I can actually put a cam by the door just to catch them the second they jump or come out. But usually I avoid doing that because it's too far for people to make effective shots over there. So what I'm basically doing is just making it take longer if I would do that. Having a look where stuff is spawning. Gonna put that as a trap. That should get that enemy. Yeah, that wave is the one that I wanted to catch, and I did. I got a fire going on someone, but likely won't spread in time. And yeah, this fight's basically over. See if I can... I'll just leave it to my allies to get that. At least you would think they would. There we go.
Radio repeater disabled.
That'll cut the range of their comms significantly. Keep going. You should be coming up on a monorail station soon. The control room will be
I'm gonna
overlooking.
go for a chest that is behind this building. And one that gets skipped way too much for how obvious it is what it is. I'll grab these resources because we're waiting anyway. Here with this boss fight, there's actually a nice little trick you can do as well to get it to be a lot easier. I'm gonna assume one of my allies is gonna hit the echo. But what I can do is actually go over here, and there's a hole over there. And I can fire a chem through it, so I can catch the wave the second it spawns in, instead of letting them come out and dispersing. Gonna put my hive on the left side, because usually that's the place where stuff comes from and it's harder to see exactly where they are. And that will just clean up a lot of stuff over there. Yeah, he's gonna land in it. Stuff like that. Elite Rusher that was up there. Gonna set them on fire and spread it. I'm gonna go for my hive over there as well. It's pretty full on charges, and even though we have a long run till we get to the end of the aviary, I'd rather have a guaranteed full one.
We're in position.
So chest that if you take a left here, which
Say
is
again.
back here.
I didn't get any of that. Anybody
I'm
come?
gonna look if they're going for...
Shit.
There's a secret boss here, for which you have to kill a few of the beehives around here, and then you have a bee boss around here. And that would lead also through like 4 or 5 chests. It's usually worth doing, but also I want to stay close to my allies because most of them seem pretty persistent on being a little bit rushy. And if they spread stuff out too much, it's gonna be hell. Especially here. Trying to get a shot out, but shooting up is always the hardest.
Serious trauma detected.
Hoping I'm outside of the explosion. Yep, but barely. Let's see if I can get fire up there, but he'll die to the initial explosion. No, he didn't, but gonna put a chem charge there and try to time it, but it didn't happen. But I'll put one put one there.
Listen, they know about.
And what I really want to do is get up this left side. Hopefully they get whatever's behind me.
Is anybody reading this? Just say
They did.
fucking monorail.
Because I want to put my hive over there, catch a wave later on there. And also from here I can catch this wave out.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
And also I'm basically there at their escape route. So if they do come this side, they'll have to deal with me. And then yeah, the last wave spawns over there. Gonna go grab my drops. Gonna recycle my hive because yeah, I'll have more than 2 charges than by the time I would
That should be the
run up and get it.
if you can patch Isaac into the control board.
Interfacing.
Yeah, we'll wait anyway. I want to have a look at that one. Okay, so yeah, rigger is just not a great choice for turret and drone at all. But I wanted to just see if it at least made sense a little bit, and it at least like was coherent idea. It's just rigor isn't what I thought I had done all of the challenges, but apparently not. So I usually rush up here, put a flame grenade on this end, and just try to get a fire going. There's several rushers that's gonna come from my face, so I also do get outs. But yeah, that will just make this fight a lot easier. I'm gonna go for my loot down there, and hopefully they'll... So what they should do is one person should... Nah, they're not gonna do. So usually one person can grab the loot and step outside of it, so I could have gone and grabbed the loot as well, but that's expecting a bit too much.
System activated.
Just a little bit.
Holy hell. Guess they weren't taking any chances. But you're inside the barricades. You
Try
should
and catch something there. Preferably Guardian. Gonna try and push up and be in position to catch that wave as well. And here it's nice actually to be with Guardian, because it's gonna make it easier to see where this groups usually like go halfway right, halfway left, and can be very annoying.
Show them we're not afraid of them. Make them fear us.
Gonna set up to catch the next wave, because yeah, that guy's gonna die and they'll spawn back down there. And I caught something, I'm not sure what, so I'm just gonna put a few scorpion rounds down there as well. And yeah, only really the heavy is gonna survive. I will grab this chest back here. It's not too far. And loot is loot. And one of the allies is asking why he has flame ammo always, because there's an eclipse and an ongoing directive in the team, and that combination is gonna do that. Almost everything will be status affected, and when it gets hit by the ongoing directive, it's then gonna give everybody ammo. Like the two of those two builds are very much synergistic to each other, which is which can be very nice. And if nobody else tells him, I'll tell him at the end of the mission. Don't want to spend time typing now. On the left is a key chest and a normal chest, and I will go for them, and maybe my allies will follow me. And if they rush, they rush. Especially this key chest is worth getting. Same for this weapon crate. And if they rush, they rush. The next room isn't too bad anyway. Hopefully I'm still early enough that I can catch that guy. Because yeah, if they spread the fire from him, that's gonna make it a little bit easier. So the minigun's coming after me. Gonna see if I can get another fire going, and I'll just be aware of that minigun. And the right thing to do with that minigun is to get over here. Be underneath it and not have it be not have it kill you. There's also a few crates back in that shop over there, but I'm not gonna... There's a weapon and armor crate, but I'm not gonna run all the way back there. Because I want to be nice and upfront with this fight. So here it wouldn't start till all four of us jump down. I am actually going to let them run in a little bit before I jump down. I'm going to put a chem charge over there, which is my position where I hope to be able to catch them. Which is right about there, yeah. I'm going to go up here, put a chem charge over there. Second they pick up the C4, that wave is going to spawn, and I'm going to do that to them. Yeah, I'm having back, and I'm going to get the C4 each and every time and help them with the wave over there. So when they plant now, it'll destroy that pillar and it'll spawn over there. And that's the play with this, is to very much just catch the guy always quickly. Just not let him get all the way out. Gonna put another charge over there before I pick up the thing, because yeah, the next wave spawns whenever I'm gonna move across, and they planted right away, which when I'm on comms I can kind of make people not do that. Because yeah, but I made it just in time.
An agent needs assistance.
Wait for the explosion to die off. And now we have to do is, well, first get our ally and then plant. I'm gonna let my allies plant. I want to put my hive over there.
Serious trauma detected.
And I foolishly slept into line of sight. And this wave will spawn in a second. And then this wave back here will spawn afterwards. And they'll spawn from these same two doors. The one I put my hive at and over here. So it's mostly just about keeping them locked in, not letting them... which with a 4-man team you should just be able to. And here, of course, we also have the Guardian buff, so it's even easier.
Nearby echo detected.
Then we have to interact with the Echo, of course, and I saw one of my allies moving there, so I'm gonna assume he's going for it. Just gonna step in as well, just
That's a Mother's Day.
and I'll tell him
Target deceased.
What a fucking waste. Think of the good she could have done, the lives she could have saved. She was right, you know. Killing her won't end the outcasts. It might even make them more dangerous for a while. But without her to hold them together, they're gonna start to unravel. What a fucking waste.
So yeah, that was a pretty clean run through here. Yeah, Eclipses can make this very much an easy run. I'll give him a GG, see you around, and then I'll head off into the sunset. And that will likely also be it for me for this evening. So I've done a little bit already now.
Hostile Guardians.
Just gonna do a little bit of cleanup.
Safe area detected.
Have a little
Again.
look at if there's anything usable in here. But the answer to that seems to be very much a no. I'll keep that turret mod. I've been noticing that actually I'm low on some turret mods, likely not on this character, but I haven't been keeping good track of them, so some of them are very much worthy of upgrading, or at least to have full mods on them. I have a lot of like 4.9s where it could be a 5, and that's mostly down to as well that I do run 4 characters, so it's easier when you're just doing one full set. I'm also just going to quickly check if how much I have in star points. Enough for 1 exotic cache, so I will do that and pop it.
People surprise you.
Now we got a nemesis out of it, but I have plenty of those, so that's not going to survive and will become a exotic component. Yeah, thank you to you few that have joined me live, and thanks as well to the few that I know that will watch the VOD and see it through there. And I will likely keep doing this quite a bit for the coming few weeks. I won't be able to tomorrow because I'll be working tomorrow, but I'll be back at it Sunday, and I'll likely do at least something in the afternoon. So yeah, thank you very much, and have a good night.